Let's break down a possible blockbuster trade idea. The Pelicans would get a high potential player in John Collins and address their point guard issues by getting a proper and former All-Star guard in Dejounte Murray. The Hawks are trying to build top heavy to contend and would take on Zion to pair with Trey, two of the most highly hyped up prospects in recent years, and their games complement each other nicely. The Pelicans can finally offset and move past Zion and build around their forgotten star Ingram. CJ also doesn't fit with the Pelicans, who really need a point guard and not another shooting guard, considering they have versatile wing players to easily fill that position and shoot well. Obviously, losing Zion would be brutal for the Pelicans, so the Hawks would likely have to give up a first round pick or a pair of second round picks for the trade to work, if it isn't already fair enough. With the recent drama on Zion almost being forced out, Zion's trade value is lower than usual. Similar to the Dame and CJ duo that had some good runs, Trey and CJ could make for a great duo. The Pelicans need a point guard. CJ McCollum is not a point guard and struggles to involve his teammates and playmate. Dejounte Murray would be a perfect fit, especially considering he's an excellent point guard and was an all-star on his last season with the Spurs. Trey and Murray aren't really fitting together well, as they are both ball-dominant point guards. Trey should have played with Herder still, who was a great shooting guard beside him and had a career year with the Kings now. Trey and the Hawks need a shooting/scoring shooting guard, not another point guard. Zion would address their strength and frontcourt concerns, as he's elite in that position. The Pelicans get a proper point guard who can help Ingram and push to compete on a very team-friendly deal. As we saw with the end of the Hawks playoff run and Murray getting suspended, he and Zion have their own fair share of drama both teams would want to offset. A change of scenery would be good for both of them. Zion and Trey could be a lethal duo. Zion's an excellent lob threat as well for Trey. Expect some massive highlight plays. Both are young superstar caliber players. The upside is higher although riskier, as questions of Zion's health still looms and Trey's defense. There's also questions about leadership and if either are a star a championship team can be built around. Pelicans get one of the most underrated all-star point guards who's on a really good and bargain contract and would play well with another underrated star, Brandon Ingram. Their star potential and ceiling may be lower, but they're on better contracts and do play to a star level. They have the cap flexibility to sign a top free agent as well with this cap clearing move to possibly even contend. If Murray works out, they have the option to re-sign him as well. Trey Murphy and Herb Jones have improved and deserving of starting roles. With Murray, they could build a strong defensive starting lineup. Collins could replace Zion and come with much less drama, is much more healthier, and he still has potential to be a really good player. In a quieter city like New Orleans and with less abrupt coaching and usage changes, Collins could be in line to have a clear role and excel into a much better version of himself. He's a similar lob threat as Zion as well. For the Hawks, they bring back a shooting guard similar to Kevin Herter and bring on a more seasoned veteran complementary shooting guard in CJ, who averaged a good 38.9% from 3 last season. CJ averaged 20.9 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, and 5.7 assists per game, and played 75 games last season. So the Hawks are getting someone reliable who fits better with the Hawks, especially if the Zion part doesn't work out and if he doesn't end up playing much. On top of all this, the big irony is that while both Dejounte Murray and Trey share the same birthday on September 19, so you would think there would be some natural chemistry and maybe we're breaking it apart too early, but don't worry, CJ McCollum also has the same birthday as them. CJ is much less ball dominant and doesn't play the same style as Murray and Trey, so would fit alongside Trey better. CJ is technically a better version of Herder, who they went to the Eastern Conference Finals with 2 years ago. Let me know in the comments what you think of this trade and anything you would adjust. Also, let me know any other trade ideas you think would be great for both teams. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos on the screen as well.